What up, everybody? It's Zeta Zulu back at it again with another review for you. Today we're reviewing the Figma Ryuko Matoi from the hit anime Kill la Kill. Now, if you don't know, Kill la Kill is an anime made by Studio Trigger, and this is our main character, Ryuko Matoi, from said show. She is a Figma by Maxfactory, and if we all should know, Maxfactory does amazing work bringing characters from anime to life in a figure form, and Ryuko is no exception. She's done up in nice matte finish for the black and the red. Her hair sculpt is phenomenal. It even gets the under part of her hair, which is done up in red. Just all the details you think that would need to be picked out are picked out. Like, even the white around her skirt and all that is done up real nice. Now, this figure is a reissue of a figure that came out a while back, a couple years ago. And as far as my knowledge, there's nothing new, nothing different done between the two versions. It was just a re-release to make it easier on people to get the figure, because before this re-release came out, she was going for upwards of $100, maybe $150, which is kind of typical for a Figma once it's been released, and after that period of being able to buy it from a retailer, price just skyrockets and it's a bad deal. But Figma's recently just been re-releasing certain Figmas every now and again, so you can get them at their original price. She was about 50-ish bucks from HLJ, and could not be happier to get a Ryuko for a good price. Now, she sports some pretty good posability, but it's hampered in certain places just because of her design, and you'll see in a minute. Her head is on a Figma joint, so it can go up, or it can go up and down and rotate 360. And you just got to make sure you don't get the joint off in a weird spot. Her arms, now this is where we start getting to the limited bits. So there's this front collar piece, and that's on just a peg connected to a hole in here, same for the other one. And this stuff is a softer material, and it gets out of the way mostly, but then you just start having things bump into each other, like it'll bump into her head, but you still have a really good range of motion out of it. You get, like, it's on a ball joint in there, and so you can also get it to go out, and that's about as far out as it'll go. Oh no. Yeah, she has a bicep rotation, like at the shoulder, and then below this blocky chunk it'll rotate. Not 100% sure which one they want you to use. I'm trying to reorient her shoulder joint so we can get it back to being useful. She has a single hinge elbow, but you get a pretty nice range of motion out of it. And we have another Figma joint in her wrist, so it's basically pegged in at the wrist and pegged in at the top of the hand, so you can get rotation there, and then you can just manipulate that how you want to get her hand to go any which way you want, basically. Now, her waist, she doesn't have anything here, but she has a lot of waist in her upper torso, so you can get to go side to side, forward and back, but it's limited by these bands between her skirt and the upper part of her sculpt connecting to her chest. Now, the legs, I feel they are pretty unhindered. You can get forward pretty far, back pretty far, out. Like they're just on ball joints in there. You get a rotation at the thigh. Oh, geez, I like popped off the ball joint. Well, it's able to rotate inside there too. Wait a sec, let me kind of get that back so it'll connect to the ball joint easier. Should be fine. Yeah. Single jointed knee, but just like the elbow, you get a pretty nice range because of how it's sculpted. Her ankle, single Figma joint, but forward and back, and it can pivot side to side and just rotate in general. So that allows you to get her into some pretty cool dynamic poses, but it'll be harder for her to stand because she basically is on heels. Let's see if we can get her to stand in this battle ready-ish kind of pose. We're close, we're close. Kind of, but it's okay, because like Figma is known to do, you get a plethora of good accessories. Alright, cool, she's standing. So she comes with several pairs of hands. Give me 1 second. And they come on this little tree, so you get splayed out hands, 2 types of grip hands, and general angry hand gesture posing hands. And they have the same little detail as the fists, and they're just really well done, I would say. The holding hands don't have any red on the inside as they should, but you won't really see the inside when she's holding an accessory. Which she comes with her main accessory from the show, the scissor sword. And this is a very important plot kind of weapon. It's real good. Be held in her holding things hands, which I'll just show off. A right one. This one I had on when I had her posed earlier. So you have the hand. Come on. You have the scissor sword, and she typically held it from back here, so you didn't really get the curve of the blade going at people, but you kind of just feed it through the hand and then rotate it once you got it where you want, and this will just plug in to her hand real nice and easy like. Now I've had a problem with my right wrist where the Figma joint likes to come out before the hand. See, case in point. But it's just simple peg and hole. So what I like to do is I like to get my hand attached first and just pull it out of the Figma joint. And you see the hands go on the smaller peg while the longer peg will go into the arm. And take the hand with the scissor sword in it. Plug it in. Oh, jeez. It's a little bit hard to do on camera. And there goes Ryuko. Just get the joint out there. And then just plug it in. Get a nice little snap. Then you plug it back into Ryuko's arm. Boom. Now she's holding her signature scissor sword. Or scissor blade. Whatever you want to call it. Come on. Stand you. Now, she also comes with it in its other mode. It's decapitation mode. And this is a kind of long and pointy sucker. Like, I am hurting myself doing this. And you can see, essentially, it replicates this handle piece moving down. And then another piece of the blade extending from, like, back here or some chiz to give it a nice, more sword appearance. And her other hands, I believe, are meant to hold this better. So we'll just take one of those off. And we'll just feed it through till we get it to about where we want. And yeah. Now I would do that whole popping the hand off, putting it back on again. But we ain't got a lot of time. Let's put that to the side. And now we have our other accessories, her interchangeable faces. Now, you get a regular screaming face, showing off one of her default emotions, anger. And then you have a wincing face, like she just got hurt or beat up pretty bad, which kind of happens to her a lot. Like, she's OP, but she's not that OP. And you also get another Figma joint. I would assume this is another wrist joint in case something happens. And you get a Figma stand, which is why the whole her having high heels ain't a problem. So you basically take this peg and plug it into this hole in her back, and boom, she's on it. And now we can get her positioned and posed, and boom, she looks real good. Now let's get into some size comparisons real quick to round out this review. So get her to just stand normally, hopefully. Actually, yeah, before we get into the size comparisons, let me show you how to switch out the faces. It's very easy. Most Figmas are like this. You just remove the top part of her hair, and that plugs in with these two pegs and these two holes, and you just pop out the face and swap in the other face, and replace the hair. Boom, and now she's all angry, which she should be at me because I was about to do size comparisons before showing off her beautiful faces. So we will just get her standing. Come on, girl. Please. You're on camera. Jeez. Get her standing. Now, for comparison, we'll bring in a normal 5-inch hero. Power Rangers 5-inch action hero. So she's a little bit taller by about half a head. A current line deluxe class transformer. She's about the same height. Swoop's got her beat by a hair and a blade. And the last comparison, which I mainly got this figure for, is the other really important character from Kill la Kill, Figma Satsuki Kiryuin. And geez, they both have trouble standing because they both have high heels, and Satsuki is very back heavy. There we go. And I'd say these two look pretty good together. Satsuki's taller by just maybe like half an inch, and her shoulder pylons. And I'll be reviewing Satsuki soon, hopefully. So, yeah. That is Figma Ryuko Matoi. And this is Zeta Zulu signing out. Deuces.